Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 12th. We're going to jump right in here, Gemini. You have this round around card and you have this all that glitters card. So it is Mercury retrograde. I would be careful, without even getting into the cards yet. I would be careful if there is like a person who is returning into your life, or especially that all that glitters card. It kind of says that all that glitters is not gold, and so you could have maybe you still have a vision of a person being a certain way, and if they try to come back, you think that it's gold, but really it isn't gold. So I definitely get a need to not repeat a cycle with a person. And I think that over time, what happens is, especially if it's been a while since you've been with this person or whatever, it's like you can kind of forget about the bad stuff and you can start thinking oh, I do miss this person and stuff and all that other stuff. So again, I think this reading is talking about maybe needing to look for something new or look for something different, especially if you're thinking that you're going to repeat a cycle. Again, not telling anyone what to do. You're an adult, you can do whatever you want, right? So definitely just something to keep in mind, but don't say I didn't warn you either here, Gemini, if someone kind of pops up and tries to return to your life. And the other thing that I would say here is that with that all that glitters card, this person could be coming back and they could be saying all the things that that you kind of felt were wrong with the relationship. So they could be trying to sell you a false bill of goods, and I feel like this reading is kind of saying hold out. Obviously you have the Tower coming up. A lot of people have had the Tower this week, so it would not surprise me if there was some sort of global Tower moment. Whenever multiple signs, almost every single reading I've done this week so far, and you're the last set of readings that I'm doing today. So I've done 8 so far. And, this Tower's been at least 5 of those readings. So whenever that happens, I think that there could just be something, in the collective energy that is going on. And so keep your head on straight. But also, could be a Tower of a person trying to return to your life. I feel that this person might have regrets with the 5 of Cups. And so whatever, too bad, so sad, as I like to say. Even the 5 of Cups says you need to turn around and look at these 2 cups so then you can get this bridge and this castle. So the 5 of Cups is about regrets and sadness, but, as I always say, the 5 of Cups has a very easy solution, and the 5 of Cups says turn around and get those 2 cups, right? So I feel for a lot of you, it really is encouraging you to move on to something new. And sorry, I don't know if I said this, but my top camera is dead, so I'm waiting on a new one to show up. And you go from the 5 of Cups to the 4 of Cups. And so the 4 of Cups could say that maybe you got out of a connection in the past, and it's like you've been waiting for something new to show up, and but the problem is it's maybe what you have been since the breakup or since the separation, maybe what you've been experiencing hasn't been that great. So you're kind of thinking, maybe this is as good as I can get. And I feel like this reading is saying, no, be patient. There's something new coming in for you if you want love. You have the 9 of Wands. I think that this should be your focus this week, is not giving up on something. And I'm talking about in work or business, just based off of the other cards. Again, unfortunately, I can't show you the whole spread right now, but what I would say is that I think that there could be kind of an opportunity for you to experiment. 9 of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I think that Mercury retrograde is an amazing time for experimentation. Again, people love to tell me how we shouldn't start new things during retrogrades. I'm like, fine. If you want, if you're going to follow all the rules of astrology, you would never do anything. So, I start things during Mercury retrograde all the time. But if you're working on something that you've already been working on, it's perfectly acceptable to run experiments during retrogrades and learn new things. That's the whole point of the retrograde. We revisit whatever it is that we're doing. So I think that if you have a business, a career, if you're looking to make more money, which I think you are based off this reading, we're definitely going to get into it. Then the 9 of Wands says experimentation is going to be the thing that leads to more money or more income. So I would definitely try new things. With the Tower, you have the World. So definitely, this makes me happy because, this says that this is an ending. We go from the Fool to the World, and then we start all over again as the Fool. You actually have the Fool in your 3rd row. So you could be closing out this cycle, if it is with a person, or it could be with anything that you're doing. So I think you are closing out the cycle. With the 5 of Cups, you have the King of Wands. King of Wands is about being bold, confident, assertive. I think you need to be confident in yourself. Like, sure, it could have been a King of Wands that you were dealing with in the past, but I feel like this is more talking about your own energy here, Gemini. I think that it's saying you need to embrace the energy of the King of Wands, being confident, being sure of yourself. And I think you need to be confident in yourself in the sense that, that you can find the right person, right? And so, especially if this is talking about love. I also feel, for all of you, that it would be a great time, just based off the rest of the reading, that it would be a great time for you to be confident in like work or business or whatever it is you do to make money, because it looks to me like there are like new opportunities coming in for you in work or business. But I feel like they need to be like kind of like really massaged into place. Let's put it that way. It's almost like you're creating a statue, right? I like that example better. It's like if you've been given a blank chunk of marble and you're going to carve that into a statue, it needs to be kind of worked. You're kind of like working away at it. And that's what I feel the Nine of Wands is saying in your reading, that you are kind of like working something to be perfect, or I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Probably not. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a new adventure. You go from the Page of Wands to the Four of Cups to the Eight of Cups. So again, would be a good thing. Sorry, something is like touching my ear right now. But with the Four of Cups, it could say that you've been disappointed with the results that you're getting in your life. And then the Eight of Cups says you're no longer going to settle for a disappointment. And obviously that is a good thing. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you right now, you have this pigeon. It says channeling, home, and gentleness. You have this macaque card. It says matriarchal, cordial, and hierarchy. So I think for a lot of you, you could be spending a lot of time at home. You could be really nurturing and caring for yourself, which I think is always a great thing to do during Mercury retrograde. It's always a great time for like health, self-care, nurturing yourself, and kind of like focusing on your own, your mindset, right? Developing a good mindset as well. But you could be doing a lot of that. This card says channeling on it, and I think you could be channeling new ideas with that Nine of Wands. And so I would be experimenting with new ideas. You have the Three of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. I think every single person has also had the Three of Swords during this set of readings. So Three of Swords, of course, can be heartbreak, but it can be also healing. Those three swords are in your own heart. And the whole point of the Three of Swords is to remove those swords from your heart so that you can heal yourself. And, the Three of Swords can represent like forgiveness. So maybe you need to forgive a past situation. You don't have to do it you don't have to say anything to the person. You can forgive a person in your heart, right? Or you can forgive yourself if you feel like you need to do that as well. And I think that the Three of Swords is, it's a good time to do that. You have the Four of Cups. I just feel like you have not, it's like you've been getting subpar results, right? This could be in work, it could also be in love or whatever, but I just think that whatever the things that you are working towards, it's like the things that you've been getting are subpar, just not great. And you go to the Eight of Cups, so I'm not too worried about this. The Four of Cups isn't really a bad card anyway, but I think that it's just saying like what you've been experiencing hasn't been that great. The trick with the Four of Cups is to realize that you're being led to something greater, right? So it's like if you've been disappointed, it's like basically the universe has been showing you what you don't want so that now you know what you do want and you can work towards what you want. So that's what I feel is going on here. You have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles tells me that you are very focused on your resources. She's the card of resourcefulness. She's very focused on that pentacle in front of her. And so I feel like you are focused on kind of like, or you should be focused on increasing your resources or making more money. And I think that's probably what you're focused on. So let's see. With the Three of Swords, you have the Strength card. Like I just said, it's like you've developed a lot of strength. Again, if we've been disappointed a lot of times and we have been getting a lot of the things we don't want, now we need to say, okay, I didn't want those things, but there are parts of those things that I do want. And that's the point of the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups, he's being presented with the ingredients of success, but he needs to mix it all together. So, I look at the Four of Cups as a card of like baking a cake. You have received the ingredients, the flour, the sugar, the eggs. On their own, you don't want those ingredients, but mixed together, you do want a cake, right? So I look at the Four of Cups as saying kind of like what aspects of the things that you've been receiving are good, and how can you mix the good things together to develop the strength to get what you want. And I feel like you have developed a lot of strength. I also feel like you need to realize that you're stronger than your past, right? You are stronger than whatever that thing is from the past. With the Four of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, turnaround. Again, this is going in a very good direction. I think that you are creating a turnaround in your life, or your fortunes are just changing, literally. You have Jupiter in your sign, which is a very lucky time. So, there could be a lot of luck, or you could be improving your luck or increasing your luck in your life right now. And, obviously that would be a good thing for sure. So let's see. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords. You go from the Queen of Pentacles to the Fool to the Queen of Swords at the end of your reading. The Queen of Swords, she sees things clearly for the first time, and also she has her back to the past. So she shows up as your last card. She basically has her back to everything from the past. So I do feel you are kind of moving on from the past. In the area of messages from your future self, you have this Helper card. It says, think before you offer help, set healthy boundaries. You have the Soul Tribe. It says you're attracting your soul tribe who will support you. So again, attracting better people into your life. I do feel we need to be careful. Like, a lot of people have had this message at this time. I think I said this to you last week. I'm pretty sure. That I said something to you about needing to be careful of offering help to people. It's not that you shouldn't help people. It's just that, like, how much energy do you have? Like, make sure if you are helping people that you're only giving enough energy, because we only have so much energy to give. I call it cat lady syndrome. It's like when I was little, we lived in this neighborhood with this like cat lady. And all her cats were suffering. They were all in terrible shape, right? Because it's like she was trying to do something good, but she actually was doing something bad because she couldn't take care of all the cats, right? And so that's like what this is. It says, how many cats can you help, right? Maybe only a couple at a time, right? And so I feel like this is saying, make sure you're not like overdoing the help side of things, and make sure you're doing things in balance. You have the Eight of Cups, the Fool, and the Seven of Swords. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from what no longer serves you. I think when we make the decision to completely cut something off that isn't right, we are signaling the universe. We're telling the universe, like, hey, I'm not willing to accept anything less. So, you need to guide me towards something better. And really, I feel it's just that simple with the Eight of Cups. It's like you have shown the universe that you are serious and that you're only willing to accept something good in your life. You have the Fool. The Fool, of course, is about taking a leap of faith in a new direction. So I feel like you are clearly taking a leap of faith away from something. Again, you start with the World, with that Tower. So something came crumbling down in your past. And now I kind of just feel like the Fool is saying that you are finally ready to have that new beginning, or you are kind of getting to the place where you're having a new beginning. He has this little white rose here. The white rose represents pure intentions, but I kind of am getting purity or healing. And so I feel that in a lot of ways, it's saying that the reason that you are ready for a new beginning or to take a new leap of faith is because you have healed to like this point, right here. And now you're just ready for something new. You have the Seven of Swords. Again, the Seven of Swords could say that a person returning. Tower, Wheel of Fortune, which could be a return to the Seven of Swords, is still a liar. So again, I would be very careful if someone is returning from the past. But really, the Seven of Swords is a good card. He is stealing those swords from that army in the background so that they can't be used against him in battle. And the Seven of Swords can say that, that there are other ways to do the things that you want to do right now. It also says that he is doing something very delicate. Like, he is carrying those swords by their tips, which is very dangerous. So he has to be very careful with how he works on something. So again, I am getting the message that if you are starting something new, or if you're working on a new project, that it is at like a delicate stage. I think when we are at the delicate stage, we need to work on foundational things. So you're building a solid foundation on something new that you're working on. And so if you're launching any new projects or businesses, it could be a good time to like lay a solid foundation or to focus on the foundation. And I do, for whatever reason, that's what's popping into my head with that Seven of Swords. So there you go. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about beliefs, and I feel that's what's popping into my head, at least. I feel like your beliefs have changed around a situation, and that could be why you're walking away. It's like you no longer, subscribe to the beliefs of a certain belief system, and now you're leveling up. So really, the Hierophant is about leveling up. He has those 3 stages to his crown. Those 3 stages are the 3 stages of initiation. They represent initiation, apprenticeship, and mastery. And I feel like you're just kind of going from one stage to the other based off of what you have learned. With the Fool, you have the Lovers. The Lovers could be you. So whenever you show up as yourself, this puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. The Lovers could also literally be you taking taking a leap of faith on a new love connection. And I do feel that you are more focused on something new. Is this coming in right now? I'm not so sure. I don't think that. I kind of feel like you're more focusing on your resources, and the Lovers can be being at a crossroads, having a choice to make. And so it's like I think you're making better choices for your finances is really what that's talking about. But I do feel in the future you could be attracting love. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Death card, which again is probably a good thing. I think that you are allowing something to transform, or you are just transforming past something. You also have the two pillars from the moon right here, and the sun is coming up between those two pillars. So I like the Death card because it could be saying that after a period of time with the Four Cups, which is saying that maybe you haven't been sure about the direction you're moving in, or if you're moving in the right direction, now you're getting more clarity. We also have the Queen of Swords twice, which says that you are gaining more clarity. Next, you have another card of being at home, by the way. The pigeon card or whatever said home on it, and you have this wombat spirit, it says be at home. You have a squirrel, it says believe in yourself. Yes, I think I said that to you at the beginning of reading, that this reading is talking about like you really needing to believe in yourself, or needing to be confident. I think I said it on the King of Wands, that I really feel like that King of Wands is more talking about your own energy and being confident in yourself, being confident that you can do the things you need to do. You have the Queen of Swords. Again, she's showing up in the area of the good stuff, and she has her back to the past. So I do feel you are finally kind of like more focused on accomplishing something great in the future, or you're focused on bigger and better things in your future as well. You have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords would represent kind of moving on to calmer shores, so things are clearly improving. The woman and the child in this boat, they have had to leave everything from their past behind. They are completely moving forward. They are completely moving on. So I feel for a lot of you that you are kind of completely moving on from the past, and you're heading in new directions with the Six of Swords. You have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is about curiosity. The Page of Swords is simply like curious about a new beginning. And because something has captured his curiosity, he moves towards his curiosity. And especially in the good stuff, I feel that if you are curious about something new, then I would move towards it. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords. Yep, really good, because this says that the past is dead, done, over with. In the area of the good stuff, the Ten of Swords can represent a blessing in disguise. He is making the same symbol right here with his hand that the Hierophant is making on his card, right up here. Sorry, wrong side. So he is making the symbol that represents a blessing. And I do feel that, you leaving the past is like maybe now you're finally seeing how something was a blessing in disguise. With the Six of Swords, you have the King of Cups. You could be heading towards a King of Cups type person. The King of Cups has explored his emotions on a very deep level, and that's kind of what I feel like it's saying here, is that you have explored your feelings about what you want in life. You have the Eight of Cups, which says you're walking away from what no longer serves you. So I just think you're more in touch with your emotions, which is a good thing. With the Page of Swords, you have the Magician. The Magician is about manifesting something into your life. I always pull a card the Magician is pointing towards. He's pointing towards this discus fish card, and it says society, vibrancy, and co-parenting. So clearly you are heading towards a much more like vibrant and happy new beginning, or you're heading towards something that's going to be much bigger and better for you in general. Some of you could be co-parenting with a person if you're like going through a divorce or a separation, but that is a very good card. You have this Control card. This is like the World card. It is even Sun in Capricorn, and the World card is Capricorn. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. But I do feel that a lot of you are kind of getting to a place where you're able to better control your reality. You're probably doing this with the help of the Eight of Cups. Like I said, I really feel the Eight of Cups is quite simple. I think it's saying that you are very clear about what you want and you're not accepting anything else. Again, when we do that, when we don't settle, we get what we want. So, I think that's how you are taking control. You have this Intuition card. It is a very intuitive time. So, if you're getting sign symbols, synchronicities, and if you're saying to yourself, was that a sign? The answer is yes. So trust those signs that you get. You have this Impulsiveness card. I do kind of feel that there could be like a decision or choice that you're going to be making. And it could be a choice that you're making quickly, or it could be a little bit impulsive. But like I also kind of feel like it's a good one. So I would go ahead and make those impulsive choices. Even if something feels impulsive, it might be more intuitive. You have this defense card. I do feel like you're defending yourself from the past, probably. Queen of Swords. Again, she has her hand up, but she has her sword up as well, and she has her back to the past. So I feel like you're willing to, it's like you're cautiously optimistic for the future. You're willing to receive something new, but if something seems off, I feel like you're going to cut their head off with the defense card. And finally, you have this companionship card. Yeah, like I said, I do feel there's good energy for anything new. So if you're attracting like a new connection or a new person, you could be attracting something that's like much more in alignment with you. And it could be like a true companion, something that's not just like a lover, but, a friend. So something much deeper is coming in for you as well. But this looks really good, Gemini. I think you're heading in the right direction. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.